Happy New Year, everybody. It is definitely getting colder outside. We just had that big snowstorm hit us, and we're still waiting on all of it to melt away. So, this is the perfect time to get into a good winter beer. And as I've said before, stouts are a good place to start. But what do you do? There's the regular stouts, which are just very dark, malted beer, very rich and usually with a kind of chocolatey flavor to it. There's coffee stouts, which are brewed with coffee beans, gives you that kind of robust roasted coffee taste, and oftentimes a nice little zip to it, just because it does have caffeine. There's a milk stout, which is made with lactate milk or lactate sugar. It's basically sugar mixed with milk, and then the whole thing is evaporated. Sweetens up the stout, gives it a nice smoothness. One of my personal favorites. Or there's an oatmeal stout, where they literally blend breakfast oatmeal with those dark malts. The whole stout just becomes this nice, smooth, silky feel to it, and it really takes some of the bitterness out of those darker malts. Or you could be like those crazy bastards over at Young Veterans and combine them all together into some kind of Frankenstein's monster amalgamation. This is their Goat Locker. Young Veterans is a brewery in Virginia Beach. I've had the pleasure of being there once or twice, and a lot of their stuff is really good. They've got the Pineapple Grenade, which is pineapple Hefeweizen. They've got their Night Vision goggles, which is their regular stout. But this is their breakfast stout, and it is an oatmeal milk coffee stout. So, if I had to absolutely guess, I'm going to get some of those roasted coffee flavors with a little bit of sweetness, kind of like creamer and coffee. And the whole thing should have just a nice smooth feeling and not much bitterness because of that oatmeal. So let's just see what we got going on here. Oh, and it is thick. It is thick. Oh no. I'm glad I could demonstrate an imperfect pour. You got this nice thick head here, and I kind of spilled it out a little bit. I was trying something a little different because I recently learned when you're pouring from a bottle, you need to pour with a little more vigor just to kind of help release some of that CO2, and it's supposed to keep things from getting too crazy down in your tum-tum. So if you've ever drinking a beer from a bottle or something like that, and you notice you get a little bloated or full afterwards, apparently that is because the CO2s have not been properly released, and it's expanding everything. I could do the napkin test, but I'm actually planning to drink this. I don't want to dunk a napkin in there and see it expand out. All right. So yes, just based off of the little bit of foam I got off the head, I pretty much nailed what this tastes like. Roasted chocolate, coffee with some milky sweetness, but not too much bitterness because of the oatmeal. But just like any stout, it is heavy. So this is probably going to be good enough for me. And at 11% ABV, I'll probably be feeling nice and toasty afterwards.